And the breaking news, Trump's pick for Attorney General Matt Gaetz just resigning from his seat in the House, the first step for the Republican congressman to join Trump's cabinet. It ends the ethics investigation that he's facing into allegations that he may have, quote, engaged in sexual misconduct and illicit drug use, among other things. Out front now, Ty Cobb, former Trump White House lawyer. So, Ty, you called the nomination of Matt Gaetz for Attorney General of the United States, and I'm quoting you, an FU to America. You don't use the words lightly. Tell me why.
Yeah, this is just a shocking event, and intentionally so. I mean, you know, he's a disruptor. Trump is, but Matt Gaetz is just simply unqualified, both academically, professionally, ethically, morally, and experientially. He has no business being in this conversation. He doesn't have any leadership, and it's quite the contrary. I mean, the one thing he did that he's famous for, he got 8 votes for out of his own party, which was deposing Kevin McCarthy. When he walked into the White House, when I was in the White House, serious staffers, threw up red flags. They looked the other way and hoped he wasn't there to visit them. So this is just not a serious choice. This is a choice that is contemptuous. I think anybody who served in the Justice Department historically, and most of the people that are there today, are deeply saddened by this, and it diminishes the pride with which they associate themselves with the Department of Justice. Hopefully this will be a chapter that passes quickly. Hopefully it won't even get to a hearing. And with regard to the discussion of recess appointments, I think the one thing that Trump could have done that quashed his ability to get recess appointments, or ensured that if recess appointments are approved, they won't be approved at the cabinet level, was what he did today in terms of nominating Matt Gaetz.
That's interesting. And obviously John Thune now is going to be majority leader, as opposed to Rick Scott, who is Trump's choice.
Right.
So you mentioned that you met with him, and I just want to ask you about that, Ty, because you did have meetings with Gaetz at Trump's request. You met with him at Trump's direction at the White House, I believe many times, right, during the Mueller investigation when Gaetz was on the Judiciary Committee. What can you share about those interactions, what he was like, and obviously how that's leading to your point of view of his lack of fitness for this?
Well, ethically, there's not a lot I can share, but I can say that, he was there basically to curry favor with the president. He wanted to be the president's point on the spear in terms of attacking Mueller. One of the things I demanded from the president in taking the job was that the criticisms of Mueller would be infrequent and muted. And Gaetz was acting contrary to the goals that I had and the belief that I had in terms of what was important to get the case to a conclusion and demonstrate that, whatever else Trump may have done historically and has done since, the one thing he didn't do was the Russian collusion. And that was going to be obscured by the viciousness of attacks on Mueller that Gaetz launched. So
President-elect Trump today told House Republicans in Washington, and I quote, "I suspect I won't be running again unless you do something." Now, Republicans are saying that that was just a joke. What do you think?
I don't think, well, Trump's not a jokester when it comes to those things. There's always some desire. Keep in mind, my off-stated view is, Trump is a crippled narcissist. Nothing happens that's not, in his self-interest or in an effort to accumulate self-esteem, praise, glorification, and wealth. The idea of power to him is like a narcotic. So, if Trump could run again for a third term, if the Constitution permitted it, he would do it. I don't think that's, a possibility. I don't think there's anything Congress can do other than pass a constitutional amendment, which is not going to happen. I think Trump certainly would love to, be a dictator for life, but that's not going to happen. But yes, I don't think it was a joke. I think Trump would love that, and he was signaling that, but that's not going to happen.
All right. Well, Ty, I appreciate you. Thank you.
Nice to be with you, Aaron. Take care.
All right, you too.